James One is James the Wine Guy. I'm really excited about this wine. This is the first time I've ever featured a Dornfelder wine, so stay tuned. So what we have before us is Cambiata Santa Lucia Highlands Dornfelder. This is a 2012 vintage, 14.5% ABV wine, and here's a back panel for your inspection here. Love the musical notation here, which says Gradius and Parnassium. And it's a great term, and I often refer to wine and musical terms because I think it's a really appropriate way of, we call it music theory because there's a lot of things about music that are just so complex. I think wine can be, especially if it's well produced and artistically produced, that there's so many characteristics that are very similar in terms of the complexity and beautiful terms to describe wine. Now, I've had the opportunity of speaking with the winemaker, producer, owner. His name is Eric Laumann, and I'm really fascinated by his program. He has obviously this Dornfelder, he has an Albarino as well as a Tannat wine. I think that's a really great thing. I mean, talking about wines that are just so diverse. So this wine originates from Germany. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But I really just want to focus in on this term. So a quick disclaimer: I'm not a musician, just a great appreciator of music. In one of my previous videos, I talked about, say, for example, looking at Piano Concerto in 22 in E-flat major by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is a beautiful, this seemingly, extremely easy to listen to, yet superbly complex composition, something that is like wine. Something that is, appreciable both on the scent characteristics and the flavor profile and the total experience. And yet it's something that is not quite, you just can't use one or two terms to describe what it is. So cambiata is a musical term referring to homophonic or polyphonic notes that are skipped and closely followed in oppositional format, where skipped notes is marked as a dissonance and non-chordal or non-harmonic tone, two chords momentarily sharing the same properties. That's a mouthful, and what I try to do is I try to look at several different definition points and really try to understand the meaning of this, and so that I'm not plagiarizing most importantly, but really trying to glean from what I believe this means. But for me, I think it's well understood in terms of the complexities of wine and the beauty of wine and trying to describe the wine, what it is. So let's get on to the next term, Dornfelder. So Dornfelder is a created Vitis vinifera grape. It's a cross between Heffensteiner and Herolde Riebe in 1955. Now, the parent cultivars of these two wine varieties are the Blauer Portugueser, the Blaufränkisch, the Schiavo Grosso, and the Frühburgunder. So it was created, and a lot of created Vitis vinifera were for reasons. And in Germany, so this is the second most planted red wine grape variety. And also to create a red wine grape that was an early ripener, which is really important in Germany to avoid frost and so forth. And I think this is a lyrical wine, something to be enjoyed by itself or with food. I can't decide which right now, but I think it's a captivating wine. I'm a huge lover of the Central European red varieties. I think they give a lot. They're completely complex. When you taste these wines, you know that you're not tasting anything other than what they are. That is the Blauer Portugueser or the Blaufränkisch, but getting some outstanding characterization. On this, I think I'm getting some what I call the homage to the parent grapes, but ultimately it's none of the above, and yet it's all of them at the same time. So first, scent characteristics, flavor profile, and the point score. Now this is a cavalcade of bramble tones: raspberry, blackberry, tayberry, leather, moist orchard, floor, additional notes of freshly split cedar wood, still in the ground geraniums. So really gorgeous characterization on this wine. So here we go next with the flavor characteristics of this wine and then the point score. Notes include tayberry, cassis, strawberry, black cherry, roasted red pepper, tea, Ethiopian coffee, cardamom, allspice, and bay leaf. I give this one a 9.3 out of my 10.0 scale. Now, I would definitely recommend trying this wine when you can. To, again, share with food or not. It's a fantastic wine variety. I think it has a lot to offer. I'll put more information on the producer down below, so if you can order direct or contact the producer or ask your wine merchant to bring in a Dornfelder. It's a fantastic variety. So I think this is a wine for not just explorers, but to grace any table with. So stay tuned for more. It's been an amazing 2014. More amazing wines to come. We live in the best of wine times. You can find me on most social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. Thank you so much, and salud.